Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. You can support this channel through the PayPal and Subscribe Star links below to keep me making this series of videos. Any and all donations are helpful. Before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, the MGTOW book collection part 2. Whether you're getting camel toe in Cambodia, banging babes in burqas in Turkey, or taking Polaroids of ladyboys in Thailand, Luca Vendetti has a series of books to make you live the dream. His new 3-booklet series includes How to Live on $500 a Month in Cambodia, Turkey, and Vietnam, in addition to his classic, How to Retire on $200K in Southeast Asia. He also has the MGTOW book. Visit MGTOWbooks.com and use the promo code SANDMAN to get 10% off. Now available in 4 formats, PDF, Mobi for Kindle, EPUB, and text-to-speech MP3. Sponsor link is down below. Now on with the memes. Number 1, are you ready to sopper up with a space biscuit? More like, are you ready to barf? Either that or this is an image of Space Lizzo conquering the world. I guess they say you can be healthy at any size, and that includes Unicron size as well. I wonder how Galactus, the guy that eats planets, would respond to this. Moving on is the cultural critic wondering why this painting is worth $137.5 million. That's because it's a Picasso, and there are only a finite number of his paintings around. It's the same reason that Bitcoin keeps going up and up. Because anything with a finite supply, while demand stays steady or increases, will rise in price. Also, don't forget tax credits. If I bought this for $10 million and donated it to a museum, and got a $50 million appraisal, then I would get a $50 million tax credit against my taxes owing. It's a scheme to reduce taxes as well. Also about money laundering. Number 3, we have 3 girls, Bertha and Josie, age 6, and Sophie, age 10, working in a canning company in the days of child labor. I'll bet you one thing though, they definitely weren't feminists. Their poor little hands also either are AI generated or they're shredded. The West would be a better place if we brought back 1 to 2 hours a week of mandatory safe child labor. It'd be enough to teach them about discipline and hard work. The reason why fertility rates were above replacement in the past is because people use their kids as a source of income. Up next, we have a woman telling her partner that she cheated on him because he lacks something that the man she cheated on him with doesn't. She tells him to find the errors in his ways, fix them, and then apologize to her and become a better man. Not only do women not take accountability for cheating, but they also blame the men that they cheat on. This is all proof that we need to walk away from this game of Kuchiatsi. Number 5, we have a woman that brings nothing but empty threats to the table. She says the day her husband asks her to pay halvesies on the rent is the day she packs her bags. Someone then asks her, and go where? You can't even afford half the rent. What she probably means is that she'll divorce him and take what money she can from him and use that to pay her rent. The guy burning her is playing checkers, and she's playing chess with her husband's war chest. Moving on are 4 black musicians, and 1 in all their music has to go, but the rest can stay. I vote to kick Beyonce and her music off the island. The rest can stay, or well in this case come back because they're all gone. A couple people said, whoever that is at the top left can go. Looks like Beyonce is the Nickelback of black singers. She's a superstar, but no one really knows why. This was in a survey, and 87% of people said Beyonce has to go. Number 7, Gruesome Newsom raised minimum wage, so prices have gone up at Chipotle's and McDonald's. The faster they raise the price of labor, the faster that automation will come and take all those jobs. That's also probably what they want because California is only commie in name, because big tech companies like Google are developing AI, and that'll make them even more money. There's also a good chance that Newsom will also get voted in as president one day. Up next, we have the biggest white supremacists of all time, East Asian women. It's no secret that if you go to China, the people there are extremely racist to everyone but their own group. But at the same time, they'll definitely date black men to prove that they aren't racist liberals. Meanwhile, in America these days, we're increasingly saying things like black white supremacists, as well as Latinos. Number 9, we have the chicken man saying that most people are sad because one dude from Friends died, yet he's sad because the other 5 friends are still around. That he's not the same as everybody else. This guy has to go down as one of the greatest television villains of all time. Number 10 is a weird one. A couple of chicks pointing at a tall skinny guy that's actually 1.8 meters in height. That's only 5'9", so if these 2 girls think that he's hot or something, they must be smoking their own belly button lint or something. 2 meters tall is around 6 feet tall in height. Maybe they're height shaming him for being average and too short for their tastes. Even if you're 6 feet tall these days, you still need a six-figure income as well as an attractive face. Moving on are Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. Myers tells Voorhees that he goes after too many women, and yet he's been the one chasing one woman for the last 30 years, and we presume that that's the way to go instead. This is an interesting moral dilemma. Are you the pump and dump guy or the serial monogamist? But it doesn't matter, because both types of men are monsters that only end up living for love and pleasure, or in this case, horror and revenge. Number 12 is apparently Lizzo suing a company after their scales say one person at a time on it. We know that it's a scale that should be suing her. Not to mention that she needs that phrase, one person at a time, tattooed over her poop chute to make sure there's no confusion from her employees. I'm still waiting for the day when she sues a company for actually displaying her weight and basically sues it for fat shaming. Up next is the answer to the age-old question, are kids better off with their mother or father? For most of history, if the parents divorced, the children would stay with the father. But since they've been staying with their mothers, there's been an epidemic of problems caused by single motherhood. The sign says that children raised by fathers, regardless of if they're male or female, are better adjusted to society. Number 14 is a man begging for forgiveness outside a Chicago divorce court back in 1948. I think we are witnessing the birth of the simp movement here. Little did he know his simping would be captured for people 75 years in the future to see. The reason she decided to file for divorce is because of his drunkenness. It's good to see that even then women didn't take responsibility for breakups and still blame men for them. Moving on are royal children apparently looking down in disgust at the plebs that are cheering for them. This is what happens when your children are spoiled with status. They see anyone with less as beneath them. So I guess it's appropriate for them to be standing on a balcony. I'm sure it's probably just because they smell all the curry in the streets of London, and it's making them feel disgusted. Number 16 is a black woman saying that white people are racist and oppressive. And then the white man says, so we need to separate our communities. She, of course, says no, 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 because diversity is our strength. Of course, it's just a pre-programmed NPC response on her part. If white Western people are so oppressive, then why does everyone want to go to European countries to be oppressed? I guess that oppression is okay when you have a government checking your hand. Up next, this North Dakota woman fatally poisoned her boyfriend hours after he inherited $30 million. I guess she wasn't ready to share that much money with him. I hope she never sees the outside world again, and was she really stupid enough to think that they would never find out about this? I guess she knew that the money was going to be life-changing for him, so she couldn't have him doing any of that. She didn't even let him be a millionaire for 24 hours. What a shame. Number 18 is a woman asking a guy if he really thinks she paid $60,000 a year to an elite university only to be lied to. Of course, he says. That's what social conditioning and woke indoctrination is all about. The sad thing is that she would probably not be such an insufferable human being if she didn't go to college. She should have gone to community college because then they would have lied to her as well, but for much less money. Number 19 is a lonely fans model that says that men who expect sex from a girl because they paid for dinner are a problem, because they think she's only worth $60. Yet she still charges men $15 a month for her lonely fan subscription, so we've already clearly established her worth at $15. With an attitude like that, she's probably worth less than $15, more like 50 cents a day, if you want to get technical with time. Moving on is a New York Post article saying that oral sex is worse than smoking or throat cancer. Of course, the article promotes the idea that women shouldn't go down on men. It's no BS because Michael Douglas developed throat cancer that particular way by going down on ladies and getting HPV. It's also mostly the men that get these sorts of cancers. I think this doctor must have gotten married, and that's why she's saying this now, because she doesn't want to give out those BJs no more. Number 21 is Sarah, age 35, and she's looking for a man to move in with immediately that'll support her financially so she can be creative and write and design and sing. So basically she's telling you that she wants to move back in with her father. She's desperate and needs a place to stay, and she's willing to sell out her cooch services for a home, and in the end she'll try and kick you out of your own home when things get bad. Well, at least she doesn't have any kids. Up next is a woman saying that toxic masculinity is a problem, and she's corrected by being told that toxic masculinity isn't actually a problem. It's a lack of it that's the real issue. The patriarchy has been dead now for many generations, and we've been living under a matriarchy after mothers were given primary custody of kids over the last 100 years after divorces. Number 23, we have Shrek's daughter. And it looks like she's a single mother, but she still expects an ogre that's at least 6'3" and has a six-pack, is rich and treats her kids like his own. She looks perfectly rendered except she's too skinny to be a Shrek ogre. I'd say that she looks like a future cat mom, but being an ogre, she would probably eat the cat instead of keeping it. Moving on, is this woman attractive? She's only 4'10", so that means she'll want a man that's at least 6'3". Also looks like she can skip a leg day or two here and there. Did you know that women that have six-packs are technically infertile? If they keep them too long, then they may lose the ability to have kids entirely, or so the rumor goes. She's also happily taken according to her profile, so she's probably just looking for added male attention and validation. Number 25 and the last one is a guy performing fellatio on his girlfriend, and she let out a fart that was littered with bits of peanuts, and it set off his nut allergy. So just look at those lips. What a shitty experience. No pun intended. I don't really buy this one because I couldn't find the story on Google News anywhere. But in this case, it looks like she's the one that nutted on him. So that's it for another Memes the Week. Give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to expand it to more than 2 or 3 days a week, then donate it to PayPal and subscribe star links below, and I'll occasionally make a third video like this each week. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.